Hello there, here we are on December the 13th, goodness me, and Advent tile number 13. So as you can see, I've actually stuck it down today because it's going to connect these two tiles together. So we're starting to sort of have to work out where things are going to go now. So a pencil's probably handy as well as a pen today. So here we go. I'm going to make it a little bit larger so you can see what I'm doing there. Okay, see, it's got to sort of connect these two different tiles. So I'm just going to come in with a pencil first, I think. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. And I'm just going to sort of bring in this little design here. See, we've got sort of an oval shape. So I'm just going to pencil that in just so I can be sure of it's going to go where I want it. Because then, of course, here, you're going to have the rest of it sort of sitting in there. Okay, so let's just address this one first, and I'm going to stick with pencil, and I'm just going to bring it in because these two need to point, sort of touch at a point over here somewhere. So if I mark that point in, and then I'm going to bring that over, you see, and then this one here I'm going to bring over. Okay, so we've got that little bit of a connection. Now that's in, I'm pretty happy to go ahead with a pen again. So let's bring that in, shall we? So I'm just going to mark in, here we go, this shape here, just in going over those pencil lines. Now I'm pleased with how it's going. I mean, of course, not everything's going exactly to plan because yes, there is a little bit of a plan, but of course, you know, we don't know. We've never done this before, so how are we to know if it's going to work or not? We might have to make a few changes on the way, but that's absolutely fine. So, okay, you see, I'm just going to put these little shapes in just to match these here. And then I think I can draw in now this line as well. So that gives me something to work to there. There we go. So see, this one's going to sort of come off in here eventually. So I'm probably going to, I'm going to get one in there. Okay, you see, and then as we did before, we're just going to fill in with smaller ones and then bubbles. I'm going to come back and fill it with ink in a minute. Okay, so just sort of working my way around, and let's do one here, and then I'm just going to add in wherever I can, really, just to fill that section. There we go. Just doesn't matter if they're slightly different sizes, it's fine. And just sort of fill in those little gaps now with bubbles. That's a bigger gap, but that's okay. It's a larger bubble there. And I'm going to just fill that with ink. And just work my way around. It's only little bits, but they need dealing with nonetheless. Monday morning, it's a little bit murky over here, but lots to be getting on with. Of course, we've got classes this weekend, and we've got Create and Craft on Friday, so it's a busy week. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, I'm not going to do this one, I'm going to leave it because there's a bubble going to sit in there, so that's going to be something we can do when we finish the rest of that off. And of course, just some little lines in amongst just either side. You see if those little shapes, just a couple of flicks in there. Only one if you can do it, but two if you can find the space. See, just little flicks. There we are. Perhaps two in there. I can do that. Okay, so that sort of deals with that little bit there. So let's have a look at the rest now. We've got these lovely swirls coming in, and they sort of need a little bit of space to work. So it's this one here, for example. I'm going to bring it down, and it's going to sort of work around towards that shape there. Okay. Alison, mine aren't permanent, but they're gonna be, if you know what I mean. They're stuck with a bit of tape at the minute, but I haven't decided. I don't know. Yeah, this one I'm definitely gonna keep it as is, but you might decide that you want to, split them up a little bit or move them onto something different. So I'm leaving my options open there. But if you want to completely stick them down, or stick them all down if you want to, and you can just pencil in the numbers and then rub them out when you do it each day. It's whatever works for you. It said that I did lose my number 7. Thank you, Joanne, for mentioning that. But I did find it. It's in my bag. So there we go. So I've just continued that for our bubbles. And then here, of course, we've got this lovely little swirl. So I'm just going to bring that over and then fill the rest of that space in with the swirls. Now you don't have to do the dot to start, it's just that I kind of like doing that. It makes me focus on where I'm going to work on that paper. But you can just go straight on in if you want and do your little swirls. There we go. There's that one. So then we've got this one too. So I'm going to just bring this in, and again it's going to come round just to sort of follow on with that curve there. Okay. So again, I'm just going to turn it slightly because we want to sort of put these little curves in. And joining each side. And that's getting smaller. And then of course if we follow the design here, so I've got now a row of these lovely dots and dashes. You see I start in the middle, and that sort of sets the pace for the rest of the curves there. And just sort of fill one side and then the other. And then there's a space. And then with this one we did a little aura either side. Little V, fill that in. And then little dot in the middle there, and then little dots on that side and the same on that side. It's quite a big curve that, isn't it? Look how it goes all the way around. You see? There we go. Oh, thanks, Joanne. Appreciate that. It was in my bag of tiles, so I'd done it but not stuck it down. So there we go. Dots again. I'm going to leave one, and then I'm going to aura, little V's, little dot, and then of course little dots either side. It's getting smaller. And of course same again, just a row of dots and dashes. And then here you're not going to see much at all. There we go. Alright. Oh, hey Lynn, I'm on Friday, funnily enough. It's going to be, yeah, hopefully busy one. So, okay, let's have a look at this here. We see we've got a line that this sort of design needs to come up into this tile here, and then up into this one here. So I'm just going to follow and let that go to its sort of wherever it wants to go. And then continuing with that design, but I'm starting at the bottom. So we're going to create like little hook shapes. Let's go a bit bigger. There we go. So sort of up and round, just make it a little bit thicker at the top there. And then just sort of follow, see, a bit there like that, and then in, and then back around. And then back in. And I'll probably get another one in there. And then see here, we've got these sort of lines coming through. I'm just going to connect them to the tile there. See that one? I'm going to bring it in there. Alright, so any space left, I'm just going to add in some bubbles. Just sort of see where I get with that. There's a big bubble in there. Just sort of work it round. Now, of course, as I get further up, you see here that the bubbles are quite sort of far apart. What I'm going to do is I start to sort of let them loose a little bit, so they're no longer completely filling the space. They're sort of more separated from each other. There we go. So you start really close, and then they sort of open up a little bit. Okay. So this next one then, you see I've got this design here. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, bless me. And I want to sort of extend it up and into here. So I'm going to sort of imagine it's coming in from here. Okay. It's coming in from here, and then it's going to sort of start up at this top end here. So let's bring it in and down there. Okay. Let's go out a little bit so you can see that. Joe, yes, I'm going to still do the Advent tile on Friday. But, I think tile number 200, as much as I wanted to do it while I'm at Create and Craft on the day, I think I'm going to have to do it on the Thursday evening, but I'll mention more about that on Friday. Wednesday rather. Okay. So see there, I've just put a few in. I know it's sort of heading that way, so I've left a little bit of space. And I'm just going to come in and draw in those little loops on the inside there as well. And there we go. And then, of course, the gaps that I've got here, I'm just going to aura the shape. Just look at the space I've got and create a little line on the inside. I'm going to leave this because, of course, that's going to get extended over into there. So then this one here, I'm going to just bring it out and make it just a little bit wider at the bottom. And now I'm going to continue that pattern on. So swirls one way and then the other. And I'm just going to fill the space up I've got there. So they're going to get a little bit bigger as I work my way down. And same on that one. So here I'm gonna get one in. And then if you remember, I did 3 little bubbles just on that bottom edge there. Just changing it up a little bit. Of course they're going to get to dots when they get up here. There you go, little dots. But that fills that. Okay, right, so I'm going to bring out another one here. So working from about here, coming out and towards the bottom edge of the tile. And this is going to be a little bit of a petal kind of design as well. But again, we can only do so much of it because I'm going to sort of continue it down there. So this one I'm going to do the same shape, but it looks like it's going underneath. There we go. I could even do part of this one because I know where it's headed. That's going to sort of go there. Which means then, if I do this one, I'm going to bring a line down the middle of it. And then I'm going to create a few lines on the inside of that side. And then the same on this one. So I can get 3 in, depends on how wide you've sort of done yours. This one maybe not, it's a little bit narrower. Maybe get 2 in there. So it doesn't matter. There we go. And of course same on this one. Let's just sort of come into that end point there. And the same there. I'm going to leave this one until I need to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some bubbles just around the outside edge. Just on all of that shape there. So no rush with these, just take your time. The more we rush them because we think they're easy, the more they start to turn into like pebbles. And we're more after bubbles if we can. There we go. Same on this side. Just following the line. we go, and probably get a little bit in there. Okay, let's have a look at this one then. Not too much to do on this one. Just going to bring in a bubble, quite a large bubble. And then another one here, a little bit smaller. Okay, so this one I'm going to start at the end, doesn't matter whereabouts, and then I'm going to create a swirl inside. So it's like an aura, just going to aura inside until I have no more space left. There we go, bubble in the end. And this one, I'm just going to put a triangle in there, and then little lines around the outer edge. There's one, a second, and then there we go, third one in. And I bet I can get a little triangle in there as well. There we go. So just sort of finishing off this little bit here, I'm just going to come in with a curl. And I'm going to do a curl this side. Doesn't matter if they overlap. And then a little shape there. And again, I'm just going to put those 3 little lines in there if I can. Okay, so let's have a look at that. There we go. So you can see that this is starting to sort of fill nicely, isn't it? We've got that little design in there. We've got this wonderful swirl going all the way around and over. And then here we've sort of extended a few, started a few off, another one coming out here. But yeah, I think so far it's looking pretty good, isn't it? So that's tile number 13. I'm just going to bring in my shaded version. This is my monochromes. So you can see there, look, that it's working its way around and it's starting to sort of take shape a bit. And now that changed a little bit in the middle there, but that's okay. It's sort of more of a butterfly kind of shape. But yeah, I'm loving it. I think it's going to look really good. And again here, I didn't do completely fill the whole shape. See there, look? Because I know it's going to sort of go into this, so I left that until we get to tile 20. So there we go. So that's the one where you can see I've not done any shading yet. So that's the one with the shading. So that's it. Have a good day with this and see where it takes you. And I'll catch up again with you tomorrow at some point for tile number 14. So take care, everybody, and bye.